They condemned the human nurse for saving an alien dragon hatchling. But the next day, a huge galactic, the nursery wing aboard the medical vessel Serenity, Star, smelled of antiseptic and ozone. Nurse Mirabella moved quickly through the sterile halls, cradling a bundle wrapped in thermal sheets, soft whimpers rising from within. The bundle was not human. It was scaly violet and barely alive. A dragon hatchling. Alien. Illegal. "Put that thing down, Nurse Velen," snapped Chief Medica Holland, storming into the corridor. "You violated Protocol 7A, cross-species medical aid without clearance." Mira stood her ground, arms protectively around the hatchling, whose tail twitched weakly. It was suffocating in its own shell. No one else would help. "It's a child, Chief. It's a bioweapon. That species raised colonies during the Crimson Rift Wars. It's barely an hour old." Security arrived moments later. Mira was stripped of her badge, her license revoked pending tribunal. The hatchling was taken to quarantine. She screamed after it as they dragged her away. They condemned her for treason, for compassion. But the next day, everything changed. The Sky Maw, a star-sized vessel from the galactic sovereign nest, appeared in orbit above the Terran system. Its approach cracked sensor rays and shut down orbital traffic. 10,000 kilometers long, covered in obsidian plating. Alive, the galactic broadcast core lit up with a transmission. A healer touched one of ours. "Return the life she saved, or we will reclaim it with fire." Panic spread like wildfire. Governments scrambled. Earth Command issued lockdowns. Negotiators begged for delay. But the dragons didn't wait. From her cell on Luna Penal Station, Mira sat stunned as two guards unlocked her door. "You're being released." "I'm what? Why?" They didn't answer. But outside, a shuttle waited with markings Mira had never seen before. Ancient, draconic, alive. The hatch opened, and the violet hatchling, clean, fed, and glowing with new life, pounced into her arms, squealing with joy. "Mira," she gasped. "You can speak?" "I learned," it chirped telepathically. "Fast. Dragons learn fast." Then a voice boomed from the shuttle's comm system. "Healer Miravelin, you will accompany us to the sovereign nest. Our queen wishes to meet the one who revived her youngest." The journey was surreal. The interior of the ship felt more like a living cathedral than a vessel. Pulsing walls, singing lights. The hatchling, who Mira now called Kiri, introduced her to crew members who bowed as Mira passed. She wasn't a prisoner. She was an honored guest. By the time they reached the sovereign nest, Mira realized the truth. Kiri wasn't just any hatchling. She was royal. The queen of the galactic dragon stood atop a mountain of glass-veined stone, her scales shifting with stars, her eyes the color of collapsing suns. "You defied your kind to save mine," the queen intoned. "Why?" Mira swallowed hard. "Because no child should die alone, no matter the species." The queen gazed down at her for a long moment, then dipped her massive head in a deep bow. "Then let this be the end of our ancient silence." 3 days later, Earth's leaders received a second transmission. The healer Miravelin has been named first ambassador to the sovereign nest. Through her, our species shall speak. She saved one of ours. Now we will protect her kind as fiercely as our own. Suddenly, Mira was no longer a traitor. She was a hero, but Mira didn't care about politics. She cared about Kiri, who clung to her shoulder and called her Warm Wing. She spent her days in the nursery chambers of the nest, tending to injured dragonlings, learning their languages, both spoken and sung. She taught them how to laugh, how to play, how to trust a species that once hunted them. Kiri grew fast, wings stretching, voice deepening. But she never forgot Mira. She gave me breath, Kiri told the hatchlings. She gave me a future. Months later, Mira returned to Earth, not in chains, but on a golden skiff shaped like a dragon's talon. Kiri flew beside it in gleaming armor, flanked by dragon sentinels. They landed on the same platform where Mira had once been publicly shamed. Now, millions watched her descend to thunderous applause. She stood before the tribunal that had condemned her. "I did what any nurse should have done," she said simply. "I saved a life." And now, the dragon stood with her,